right, so lots and lots of people are thinking of selling products on Amazon because we're coming into Q4, we're coming into Christmas period, and the thing on everybody's mind, of course, is what is the best thing to sell at Christmas? And what you're going to find is the answer to that question is a gated product. So 9 times out of 10, in the run up to Christmas, Amazon's going to put a much tighter controls over who they allow to sell certain products. And of course, in the run up to Christmas, heaps of people want to sell giftable products, specifically things like toys and things like that. And all of those products are going to be gated in the run up to Christmas, no doubt about it. So I want to do a little bit for you on how to get ungated, how to go about being ungated, and what that whole process is, so that you really understand it more, and it gives you the opportunity to think how you're actually going to get ungated, because it puts a lot of people off, which is a big shame, because it's actually a fairly simple process if you follow the rules. And we're going to talk a lot about rules. It's actually a fairly simple process to get ungated, given that you have followed the rules and checked off all the check boxes that need to be checked off. Try saying that when you're pissed. All right, so first up, what the frickin' hellfire is Neil on about permission to sell, blah, 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 blah. So here we are. Let's just think of something what I know is going to be gated. So we can do vitamin C serum. All right, so if I just do a search for vitamin C serum on Amazon's product catalog. Oops, what's going on here? Hopefully that's going to work. No. I just want to show you very quickly. Here we go. So now vitamin C syrup. So the first thing it's going to want is serum. The first thing it's going to say to you is what product do you want to sell? So let's just pretend that we're thinking of selling this vitamin C product here. Basically, we're going to hijack their listing. But what we have to do here is that shows a limitation. So you need approval to list topical products. You are not approved to list this product. All right, so what that says is that particular product, vitamin C syrup, and indeed all topical products, so topical, things you rub on your skin, ingestible, stuff you throw down your throat. All of those products are gated, meaning you need express permission from Amazon to sell them. Okay, so if you're thinking, is the product that I am thinking of selling on Amazon gated? That's a really simple way to check. Simply go to Seller Central and find the main keyword for what it is you're thinking of selling, hit research, find something, and you'll see the limitations directly underneath it. That will tell you if it's gated or not. All right, if you want a different way, here's a list of all the categories that are gated. I'm going to put this in the chat for you. Chat, send to all, blah. There you go. All right, so that's how you find out what is gated, what is not gated. All right, pretty simple to do. Right now, things like, if you aren't already ungated for things like toys, in the run up to Christmas, like November, it's actually super difficult to get ungated. Not because of the process, but because of the sheer number of people trying to get ungated. So there's a massive influx of people trying to sell in categories. Amazon has to check off all those things to make sure that you can sell. Huge amount of people going in trying to sell it. Therefore, it takes forever to get ungated, not because the process is difficult, but because of the volume of people looking to do it. So my advice is to plan ahead, So you want to start with, hopefully I am logged into my account. You want to start with getting your ducks in a row. So getting your ducks in a row is hugely important for most things on Amazon, but when it comes to getting ungated, it is majorly important. So if you don't know how to get here, Amazon training, AOE, cool resources and cool shit right there. It'll take you to here, and then you want to watch this first one, ducks in a row. all right? It's up first because it's super important. So watch that one first. Ducks in a row stuff, very, very important to go through that training so you really understand how to set your business up properly right from the beginning to facilitate all the other cool shit that you can do on Amazon later on. This is kind of building the foundations, getting the structure right, all right? If you do not have your structure right, if you do not have your ducks in a row, it's pretty impossible to get ungated. It's pretty impossible to get ungated. So, with that being said, let's talk about getting ungated and what I've figured out about it. Let's start with something that is uncommon knowledge, I think. Anyway, do not try to get ungated with your own private label product. You will find it much, much harder to do. So if you want to sell in the skincare range, for instance, in the skincare category, and you're going to put together your own private label skincare product, well done, awesome thing to do. Do not try and get ungated for that category with your own products. It will be much, much more difficult. Instead, find a wholesaler in Australia, for instance, or in the USA, wherever it is you're trying to get ungated, buy a significant amount, and by significant, that's typically, say, 15 or 20 units of stock from the wholesaler. Make sure you've got a commercial invoice from the wholesaler, and then use that commercial invoice and that stock to get yourself ungated. And then once you are ungated, you can list your own products, your own private label products, to sell in that category. And then of course you just sell your wholesale products that you've got as well, and it could end up being another income stream for you to sell wholesale stuff on Amazon, which is awesome to do. So do not try and get yourself ungated with your own private label products. You'll make your life much, much harder. It's much faster and much easier to get ungated with an established brand on Amazon. So for instance, I don't know if this is the right one, but like in skincare, you'd go and buy 15 units of L'Oreal skincare product and use that L'Oreal skincare product to get yourself ungated. That's how you do it. Much, much easier that way than actually trying to get yourself set up through that, all right? For your own things. What else am I going to say to you? Don't try and do this on the cheap to get ungated. You have to think about getting ungated as a totally separate undertaking from what you're normally doing on your Amazon business. If you want to sell in a gated category, and you should, because a lot of money can be made in gated categories, then you have to treat it as a totally separate thing, and you cannot cheap out on it. You have to go and buy the 15 or 20 units of the L'Oreal skincare product. You have to get the correct commercial invoice. You have to go through the process. You can't just kind of cheap out on it. There is no cheap way of doing it. Put the hard yards in. It will absolutely reward you in the end. The only other thing I have learned about doing this from my own mistakes, of which there's been many, is that your commercial invoice is the most important part of the ungating process. So just like you have your ducks in a row for your business, your commercial invoice must also reflect your own ducks in a row for your business. So your commercial invoice must be in exactly the same business name. So it should be made out to exactly the same business name as your Seller Central account business name. So if your Seller Central account business name is, Neil's Fluffy Toys Pty Ltd, then your commercial invoice must be to Neil's Fluffy Toys Pty Ltd. If your business address is in Gordon, New South Wales, like mine is, then your commercial invoice business address must be at that same place. Everything must match. So that comes back to what I said at the very beginning about rules, checking things off. Super, super important. And 15 to 20 units is about right as far as how much to buy. That's what I've discovered is the best amount for that. Now, I will tell you, it is a monumental pain to get ungated, no doubt about it. And so I'm also going to give you 2 people or 2 companies that you could use. I've got no affiliation whatsoever with these companies. First one is Steve at thefunnelguru.com. I don't get paid for referring people to Steve. He gets people ungated. Really, really very good. He often has a sale on. So if it were me, I would send him a message on Facebook and say, hey, have you got a sale on? And get a deal, all right? So I would do that. As I said, I've got zero commercial interest in this. So that's the first one, Funnel Guru, blah, blah, blah. Second one, Easy Ungate is also very, very good at getting people ungated. So if you are struggling and you just can't get it done and you need to get it done really quickly, either Steve at Funnel Guru or Easy Ungate, both of those will be able to get you ungated really, really quickly, all right? So, but if you follow my step-by-step what I've just given you, you should be okay. You should be okay. The final thing I'm going to leave you with is this. Persistence is key. Persistence is key. One category in the USA that we tried to get ungated for, we had, was it 8 or 9 decline? So they said no 8 or 9 times. I can't remember the exact number. I think it was 8 actually. They said no 8 times before they finally ungated us. So persistence is everything. Not just on Amazon, of course, but in heaps and heaps of things. Absolutely. And if you get ungated in Australia, that does not automatically mean you are ungated in the USA. It does not mean that. It often means that it's easier to get ungated, and if you have been selling in one country, Australia for instance, and you decide to sell the same product in another country, then oftentimes it's a much, much easier process, but it doesn't follow that you are automatically ungated in 2 countries just because you've been ungated in one. That does not follow. So will your own product be automatic? So yeah, you get ungated in skincare, and that means you can sell anything at all, including your own products in skincare, for instance. Get ungated in automotive, and it means you can sell anything you want in automotive. So once you ungate for one thing, you ungate for all things, okay? There you go. Used because... would this work for a product that failed hazmat review? I don't know. Bippin, I've got no idea. If your product has failed a hazmat review, then you need to get your product to comply with the hazmat things. You need to go and speak to the people who have created your product for you and get the right information so that you pass hazmat. Getting ungated is totally different to hazmat. Totally different. All right. Hope that helps. Hey, Neil here. Just before you go away, that was a question that I got asked on my regular Monday night Q&A session, which I have with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in joining us as an Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, then you can click on the link below to find out a lot more about that. And also, as a special thank you for watching this video, I've got a great book that I want to give you for free. It's a current bestseller on Amazon, and it teaches you everything that you would need to know about starting a business here in Australia on Amazon. So you can see that just up there. So if you'd like to get a copy of that for free, then again, just click on the link below and you'll get a copy of that. You'll get taken to a page where you can get a copy of that for absolutely free. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet from one of my Aussie Online Entrepreneur Q&A sessions, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also like this video. And if you've got a question that you would like answering, then post it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it, whether on one of these videos for you or directly in the comments directly below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the next of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Amazon FBA Australia videos. See you soon.